Because why not? Let's be kind. Someone sends their thanks for the letter you wrote, and I got a new sticker! Snow Manny. Good thing they're wearing a warm hat. That's cute. Cool. So, view requests. Oh, my microphone is like right in the middle of the monitor. I can't read this. Sometimes I feel insane. Who am I? What am I? Is this real? Nothing will happen. I can't begin to understand why I feel so unreal. Will I ever not feel like this? Sounds like an existential crisis to me. I think that's pretty normal to feel like this isn't real. It's a coping mechanism in the face of crippling reality. Get older. I would recommend getting older to start. The longer you're around, the more rooted you naturally become in reality. Barring serious hinder this. H writes, sometimes I feel insane. Who am I? What am I? Is this real? Nothing will happen. I can't begin to understand why I feel so unreal. Will I ever not feel like this? I would recommend getting older to start. The longer you're around, the more rooted you naturally become in reality, barring serious mental instabilities that may hinder this. Whether anything is real is up to you to find out. Dig deep into alternative studies that try to solidify existence. Fear of the unknown? Alleviate the fear by knowing. Physics is a great place to start as it teaches the building blocks of our reality. I know in time you won't feel exactly like this, but something brand new. Do be excited for change here. And then we're gonna add a sticker. Ooh, sailboat. We're going on new adventures. Send. Thank you for taking the time to think about a stranger. I'll rush this right over. Paper planes. I didn't do well at work today. I need to try harder, that's all. Just need to get over the initial feeling of disappointment in myself. All my logic doesn't keep me from resenting it. This is how I learn and develop myself. I don't think they need help with anything. I'm scared of losing myself. I was happy where I was before, even though we lived simple, and there are times that I felt I wasn't happy, but looking back now, I was truly happier then. I need more context. Jay writes, I'm scared of losing myself. I was happy where I was before, even though we lived simple. And there are times that I felt I wasn't happy, but looking back now, I was truly happier then. See this change as an opportunity to find a new and adaptable you. Rediscover yourself in this new normal and appreciate the now, even if it isn't as it once was. Allow yourself room to feel your feelings, of course, but also look for the silver linings and learning opportunities in adversity or abrupt change that requires adaptation. I know I was happier at one point in my life, but that was a different version of me. The me of now is content with living, and that's what requires focus, finding the middle between the highs and lows. Can I fit of life? Nope. Give him some porridge. Find yourself in this bowl of porridge. I need reassurance from other people with anxiety. I love my partner very much and they make me feel so safe, but sometimes my brain still spirals with what if you don't? What if it's not real and you're faking it? Please let me know I'm not the only one who does this. S writes, I need reassurance from other people with anxiety. I love my partner very much and they make me feel so safe, but sometimes my brain still spirals with, what if you don't? What if it's not real and you're faking it? Please let me know I'm not the only one who does this. You're not the only one for sure. I allow my brain to do its job. Keep me safe by creating what-if scenes in my head of worst-case scenarios. I allow the tape to run and then get back to living in the treasured moments I have with a partner. Letting yourself focus on and go down the rabbit hole of thinking that tries to mold a future that hasn't come yet wastes today and will leave you exhausted. Take it moment by moment and try to recognize your anxious thinking as it occurs and then present an opposite argument. Protect your mental. I hope this person can work through their anxiety. I would say the angry can is a good one. I'll be honest, I'm feeling a little apprehensive about coming out of quarantine. As an introvert, I deeply enjoyed the lack of obligation to go mill around with strangers, and now that's ending. My thirst is great! I think that's good. Let's see here. Coffee. Fish pants. Dolly. Blue thing. Balloon thing. Maybe the social balloon? Ooh, no, anxiety penguin. Definitely. I'm forgetful and I'm unobservant because I tunnel vision on things really hard. Every time I try to push myself beyond my comfort zone, my sister uses one of those facts to berate me. I don't want to leave my room anymore. It's so much easier just to stay in here. What is going on the TV in the background? It looks like something from the Ring. It looks like Samara's well. But a bobbing redhead or balloon is in the way of the well. M writes, I'm forgetful and I'm unobservant because I tunnel vision on things really hard. Every time I try to push myself beyond my comfort zone, my sister uses one of those facts to berate me. I don't want to leave my room anymore. It's so much easier just to stay in here. There's a gnat in my room. Don't mind me. Easier does not beget for a better life. You can't really live from the comfort of your own room. You can survive, but you are worth so much more than that. We all are. Practice makes better. Have you tried games that require a critical eye to excel at? You can stretch your notice things muscle just by using it. I recommend the I Spy kind of games to train your brain to find that which it seeks. Same with memory games. Just think of it as stretching a stiff joint out. Just gotta shake the dust off and then your sister can eat her words. Comfort is so subjective. Cake. Eat it, sister. How do I let go when you're the only good thing in my life right now? How do I let go when you're the only good thing in my life right now? How do I let go when you're the only good thing in my life right now? What's for you will know pass you by. I say this a lot because it's so true. When people struggle with, like, moving on from relationships of all kinds, Danny Boy, the comedian from Scotland, his grandmother made a great point. What's for you will no pass you by. And I resonate with that. People who are meant to be in your life long term will be there, and trust the process that is how things will be. I swear to God, I'm gonna get this gnat. It's really distracting. But the people who don't stay long term, just see them as passersby. They're people. They're people you once knew, people you once cared deeply for, and then not so much anymore, and that's okay. We all go through heartache because humans are conditioned chemically to want to get our hearts broken all the time. It's like we're not aiming for it, but the idea is to disseminate broadly for half of the population, and the other half is left going, but I want a partner. So, finding someone who wants to stay with you long term is no easy task, but it's a worthwhile one. Because when you find people who are for you, there's really nothing better. So I see failed relationships as opportunities to invite the winning relationships into my life. Because I learn from every relationship. I learned something important. Every person has taught me a lesson that I've led into my life. And I wouldn't be the person I am without most of those experiences. So when you say that the only good thing in your life right now is a person, that says a lot about what you may be going through as a person yourself. People who are happy and content with who they are don't rely on other people to represent good things in their life. They make their own happiness. They make their own goodness. And I worry for this person's sense of self if the only good thing in their life is a person that they have to let go of. Oh, come off it! Oh, it's a aggressive! Oh, it's on the screen. Let me get it. Did I get it? Did I get it? Did I get it? I totally got it. Nuh-uh. I got it. Yes. I don't know how to pick up little gnats, so I use the backs of sticky notes that I've used and I don't need anymore, and I tap the bug on the sticky part and throw it away. Oh man, that gnat was destroying me all day. Just kept getting in my face, and I'm like, what do you want from me? I didn't invite you in here, and now you're harassing the host of the party? All of this because I compost in my kitchen, and we had a compost incident where food that was not really compostable was put in the compost bin, and it made it stink, and it attracted a bunch of gnats because my mom was leaving the door open a bunch, letting the cat out and everything, on the patio, not outside. And the house had like a dozen gnats. The kitchen had a dozen gnats in it, and so I just put down a dish of soapy apple cider vinegar water, and I caught like 7 of them. And then she dumped out the water and was like, where's that plate you had out with the water? Down the drain. Down the drain. And now the gnats are in my room. Not a lot of them. I only had 2 today. I got one earlier, but this was a much bigger gnat. It was very big. I think it was a pregnant gnat. Now I feel like there's gnats everywhere. I just feel like I keep being touched. I know I'm not, though. G writes, how do I let you go when you're the only good thing in my life right now? What's for you will no pass you by. Remember the times that were meaningful, and lose focus on the rest. Take the good, learn from the bad, and continue to move forward in your life. Learn to really love and care for yourself to the best of your ability so your happiness is not reliant on someone else. Good things in your life that should not be the responsibility of someone else. That should be a semicolon. You make the good things a part of your reality. Be creative. Find workarounds to your suffering and strife. I believe you to be quite capable. Which is weird, because I assume that everyone can figure their life out to some degree. I trust people to know how to do that. I know I shouldn't, but I still do. I still feel like there's gnats, like, attacking my face. It's probably just my hair. I got my first vaccine shot today. And now I feel like every possible itch could be like the beginning of a problem. Even though I know I'll be fine. I just hope I don't wake up feeling icky tomorrow. What is one of your favorite interactions with an animal? Here's a lighthearted one. Favorite interaction with an animal. Let me think back. Yeah, probably that. I just think about this pit bull that I met. Not a pit bull, a bully. And it was at my old apartment. My mom and I were coming in from work, I believe. She was just probably coming to have dinner or something, or carpool and then, stay for some reason and then take off again. Anyway, we're going into the courtyard, and this guy, this really cute guy, unfortunately, was walking this massive pit bull looking dog, and I'm like, oh, you're not a pit bull, you're a bully! And I was like, oh my god, I love your bully! And then the dog looked at me and then dropped trow and started peeing. And the guy was like, oh, finally! We've been out here for like 10 minutes. Thank you, ladies! And the dog was so sweet. I went up to him, he let me pet him, and he was just so loving, but not overly so, because he's a big boy and doesn't want to knock anybody over, I believe. And he was just very well trained and well mannered, and it was one of the best experiences I've had with a dog. Either that or the time I was fostering Great Danes, and I met up with another foster mom, and she brought her I don't know if she was a foster mom, but somehow she had a Great Dane, and we wound up hooking up with her for a little while, and we took the dogs to a dog park and let them run. And I'd never seen a more graceful sight than a black Great Dane at full tilt running but with no intention of like colliding with my body, so it wasn't scary. It was regal, and that's why they're my favorite dog breed. I love Great Danes. I think they're too beautiful, but I have a soft spot for anything pit bull related, so there's that. I love dogs, but I love big dogs. Little dogs, they don't capture my heart the same way as big dogs, but I love little dogs. Like, I love seeing little dogs. I could never own a little dog because they're dangerous to have in that they bite more and they get sat on a lot more. And I don't want to accidentally sit on a dog. That's not cute. I've stepped on cats and it's awful. And I can't imagine sitting on a dog. They're way more fragile. And so I like big dogs that can kind of take care of themselves. But yeah, animals in general. What's one of your favorite interactions with an animal? I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go with my cat. Yeah. Yeah. It was an emotional time, and I was in my bed being sad, and my cat came in and hung out with me, which is weird because like we hung out before, but it was different this time, and I don't think it was me projecting anything. I really think he was just suddenly more present and emotionally available for a cat. Like he just he kind of cuddled up against me and put his arm over my arm, and it was just very special. I felt loved. I felt loved by an animal. It was very strange. Because normally we're the ones loving the animals, but when they show us that they care about us in return, it's... especially cats. Those aloof little divas. It's a very special feeling. So, I don't know. I've had a couple of really good encounters with pets and animals. What is one of your favorite interactions with an animal? I'm trying to think if I've ever met like a wild animal that was pretty cool. Interactions with an animal. The horses. I used to ride horses. Riding on a horse feels like freedom. Like, it feels like freedom. If freedom had an emotion, it would be the same as what you feel if you're confidently running on the back of a horse. Yeah. This is a tough one. I don't know if I can even answer this. One of your favorite interactions with an animal? Because, like, I can tell the story about my interactions with animals, but I can't put this to text. I don't know how to make this into words in a story that is, like, digestible. Oh, boy. I probably can't answer this one. Favorite interactions with an animal? He writes, what is one of your favorite interactions with an animal? The day I was dog sitting and got locked out of the house with a dog. She was nervous about me using a bag as a leash, but other than that, she was compliant and let me usher her into a lift to get to my house, where we crashed in my room for the night. She didn't make the least bit of a fuss, and we've been great buds ever since. Such a good dog and so well-mannered. I love well-trained puppers so much and remember my encounters with such canines fondly. We don't deserve them. We really don't. There are so many things wrong with me. I have a lot of issues, limitations that most people don't. Life like this is just kind of depressing. Why was I born? Just to suffer? To be a burden to others? I struggle to see any good in life. Frankly, I kind of hate mine. It's not fair. This is a tough one, but I think I can handle it. Okay. A writes, there are so many things wrong with me. I have a lot of issues, limitations, etc. that most people don't. Life like this is just kind of depressing. Why was I born? Just to suffer? To be a burden to others? I struggle to see any good in life. Frankly, I kind of hate mine. It's not fair. Okay, but what are the things that are right? Because if you focus on your strengths and not your weak points, you enhance them with that focus instead of the things that are depressing. Your car goes where your eyes go. Keep your eyes off the wall and on the road. If you steer your thinking towards positives, you will find them and so much more. Focusing on what makes you feel less than will keep you in that mental state. Be mindful of how you think of and talk to yourself. Your subconscious is always listening, always recording. Be kind to it. Can't stress that enough. I tell people that stuff all the time. It's just like, where your mind goes is where your mind grows. So where you let it wander is where things will take root. You're creating a pathway here, and you're building neural connections that don't always benefit you if you don't control what you let yourself think about. If you let your thoughts control you, which is weird because we are not our thoughts, then don't be surprised when you think so little of yourself, because you've basically let the dog take over the walk rather than the human who's in control. And we don't want our brains to walk all over us, and given the chance, they will, and they will be very unkind when they do it. I'm thinking this guy. I always push people away from me because I get disappointed from my past experiences. Disappointment is a choice. You are... What's the word I'm looking for? You are punishing. You are punishing... D writes, I always push people away from me because I get disappointed from my past experiences. You're punishing the many for the actions of the few. Don't let yourself get caught in the trap of carrying baggage from past relationships into new ones. Different people, different agendas, different approaches to being with you. Let that stand on its own and keep the past where it belongs. That is behind you for a reason. Use it to learn, but don't use it to spurn. You're robbing yourself of new experiences by letting the past pepper your outlook for potential futures. Don't blame player 1 for when player 2 wipes the raid. Wiped. Yeah, when player 2 wiped the raid. I like that sticker. It's cute. Cool. We did a few. Someone sends their thanks for the letter you wrote and another kitten plunk sticker. Someone sends her thanks for the letter you wrote and a new sticker. Eee! Some men play golf. I dig holes. That's cute. Yay, new sticker. I get a lot of thanks sometimes. Oh my god, the turtle! No man is an island, but this turtle is. Yay, more stickers! Let me put them up. Let me decorate. Oh, nice. Very cute. Cool. My room's getting decorated. I'm so happy. Cool. Let's read the letter. You are enough, as you are right now. Thank you for being. Yay! That's what I'm talking about. You are so loved. I love this game. It's so special. Export? Doesn't it export your questions? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it doesn't export the letters you sent, but it exports these. Because I sent out a request once, like when the game first came out, and I don't know. I don't think a lot of people responded. I think it was just like 5 or 6. Like, I like to go back over and read some of these. Good stuff. I love this game! I wish more people played it. It deserves to be so much bigger. So, Kind Words, to me, is an attempt at healing a people. A very specific demographic of depressed and anxious video gamers. Because it's not made for anyone outside of my generation, to be honest, like, or after my generation. It's not made for Gen Xers, it's not made for boomers, it's not made for the greatest generation, although I think they would really benefit from sending out requests. This is a game for people in the struggle of consciousness. And I feel that millennials and the generations that follow us are going to be in that struggle more and more as we become more self-aware as a species, as societies. And I feel like games like this are the catalyst for change that we need as a species, as a people. We need to talk about our problems with each other. Anonymously is a great place to start. But to have someone to speak to on a regular basis, who, preferably a professional if you can get one, but a really empathetic and understanding and hopefully insightful friend will do in a pinch. I just want people to unburden themselves from the weight of their problems. And the way to do that is to talk about the problems, acknowledge the problems, start to live in the problems. Because when you avoid the problems, they just get heavier and they find other ways to drag you down with the weight of their very presence. Because the more you talk about them, the lighter they get. the less heavy they become, period. And it may not apply for literally everyone, but I would say the vast, vast majority of people who open up about their problems will find some form of relief, whether it be in the moment or long after. There will be some good done just by talking about and sharing your experience in life with somebody else, if not other people. Group therapy can be found for free in most communities. It just sometimes has like a religious or spiritual connotation to it, which makes it a little off-putting for people who don't believe in that sort of thing. But the information is still there. The concept is still there. You're still talking to people anonymously in a lot of regards about your problems and the things that burden you, that the stuff that weighs down your mind on the regular. A lot can be gleaned through the eyes of other people. Hearing the stories that other people have endured has helped me better understand the things I've endured, the things I've lived through. And it's weirdly uplifting to hear about other people's suffering, relatable suffering, like stuff that's like, oh, I've been through that, and I see that you're going through that right now, and I'd like to be a supportive ear for you in this time, because I want to be the person that I wish I had when I was going through what you're going through now. And you can do that in group therapy. You can do that in individual therapy. You can do that in a smoke sesh with a friend or two. You can find ways to alleviate the pain of carrying baggage around in life, because we've all got baggage. We've all got trauma. And that doesn't go away. It may become less prevalent in your psyche, but it never goes away, because an elephant never forgets. And that stuff, even if you know how to push it down and not think about it, it's still there, festering, because you can't heal a wound if the thing that caused the wound is still in the wound. And not if the first step is admitting you have a problem, is looking at the wound and going, oh, there's a bullet still in there. No wonder this thing still hurts. Because I didn't look at it. I should have been looking at this a long time ago. I could have been in a lot less pain if I had just looked at this and got the bullet out. It's that simple. It really is that simple. Your problems are bullet holes. Your problems are bullet holes, and if you try to ignore them, they will fester, and you will die from sepsis, and that will suck and be very painful. But if you look at the wound and see that there is still a projectile in it, you can remove the projectile and give your wound a fighting chance to heal up. Might scar, might leave a scar, but at least you won't be dead from a festering wound. So look at your baggage. Look at the pain that you live with on the daily. Look at it. Don't ignore it. Don't try to hide it with drugs, alcohol, sex. Just look at it and sit with it. Acknowledge it. Be there through it. Be present. And then step forward and move out of that. That's the hard part. People don't seem to understand how to live with it, accept it, acknowledge it. We can figure that part out on our own. But how do we move on from it? Gradually and patiently, for one, because depending on how old the trauma is, depending on how old the wound is, depending on how long it takes for it to actually heal, is dependent on you and the amount of effort you're able to put in to focusing on healing the wound. I find that thinking about stuff to the point where it doesn't make me emotional anymore is a really good sign. Because when I first think of my traumas and my problems, I get very emotional. I'm a Cancer, so I'm the saddest of the bunch, and it doesn't get any sadder than this, trust me. Well, it does, but I'm happier now. And it has to do with the fact that I have been thinking about my problems and my sorrows my entire life. And then one day, in my late 20s, it just kind of clicked over and was like, "All right, we're done with that. You've thought on it enough. I think it's time to start healing now." They were deep wounds, terrible wounds, and stuff that can't be gotten back. Yeah, I said that. Gotten back. And there's a lot of pain and anger in my life up until the day that I was like, all right, I think I'm done with that part of my existence. I think I'm ready to put that on the shelf because we've acknowledged it. We've sat with it. We've felt through it. And now we're moving past it. It's fascinating. It's such a process, but it really comes faster if you practice the art of introspection and look deep within yourself to acknowledge and feel and, stand with and be in pain on purpose. It's kind of masochistic, but beneficial in the long run. I knew that if I just sat with my stuff long enough, I could see a way out of it. I could think a way out of it, and I did. I found the weaknesses in the armor, and I got it. Got it right in the kidneys. And it's an uncomfortable process. I won't lie. It's not easy. It's very hard. But I think we're all capable of it if we just apply ourselves and believe within our hearts of hearts that wellness is on the other side of suffering. Because at the end of the day, we live and then we die. So when we're suffering while we live, just look forward to the fact that one day you won't be here anymore dealing with that. In the meantime, suffer. Life is struggle. And that's okay. Doesn't make it easy, doesn't make it fair, but it is what it is because it is, or it wouldn't be. And yeah, I just want people to feel their feelings and stop running from their problems, because they're going to catch up with you in the end. They run just as fast, but they don't get tired like you do.